Had this talk from my brother Joe Quinn. He's going to copy do his talk. Then we're going to do some podcast formats. So, without any further ado, Joe, do you want to join the stage? Welcome, Joe. Welcome, Joe.
Let's talk business. I wanted to come up and I wanted to give a bit of context on who I am, why you should listen to me, but I didn't want to sound like a prick. I didn't want to sit and list the reasons why you should listen to me. So I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it quickly as I can. I am on my third successful business now. My second business was a sales and marketing agency with Seth. We built that to the point where we were turning over 5-figure months, and we left that because it was shit and we hated it. And the third business, which is what Seth and I have finished now, is online coaching, where we were helping people build their one-of-one life. And now I'm in a point where I am the head coach of a program which is turning over up to 6 figures or more. So that's me. I'm going to stop talking about me, and I really want to go into 3 stories today. From those 3 stories, I'm going to open the floor to questions afterwards, because we're all entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs, and I'm in a position myself now where I've been through these experiences, and I want to give you guys the opportunity to ask some questions. So my first story, bit of a funny one. I was 18, was just out of school, and I did this thing which most people here don't really understand. It's called getting a job. I was an accountant, I got a job, and I've been working this job for about 6 months. I thought I was the big shit, right? I had a girlfriend at the time, I had a job, I was earning money, and I thought I looked great. I had this great idea and this dream of, I knew I was going to have all these businesses, right? I'm going to be a millionaire, everything's going to be fine. I was going to my 9 to 5 every day and everything was great. And one day my girlfriend, she rang me up and she went, Joe, I need you to come to my house, park down the road. I'm going to come out and I'm going to get in the car and we're going to chat. Okay, fine, you know. I went to her house, I got in the car, and she just said, you cheated on me. I went, what? She said, I heard that you kissed someone else. And I did. I have. I was 18, I thought I was the big shit. I had all these amazing dreams. Whenever I looked at myself in the mirror, I saw basically God, right? I just thought I was fucking him. And she said this to me, and she called me out. And I went home afterwards. We haven't spoken since. And I went home afterwards, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, I'm actually a little bit overweight. I'm working a job I don't like, and I'm not the man I want to be. I was raised by a single mother. I was always told we must respect women, we must do all these things. And I wasn't any of the things I said I was. I kept telling myself, when I have more money, I would start a business. When I'm married, I'll be respectful to people around me. When I'm this, when I'm that. Now, fuck that. Because if you take that mindset into your life, you will never do the things you want to do. If you say, when I finish this job, when I do this thing, I'll start posting content, or I'll make this business, I'll start sending DMs, whatever, you won't do it. You must be the person who does the shit to get what you want. You must be the person who does the shit to get what you want. It will not work the other way around. If you keep telling yourself, when I am this person, when I'm doing this stuff, you will never get there. If you keep telling yourself, when I feel a bit better, when I have more money, I'll go to the gym, you'll never fucking go to the gym. So that's my first story. My second story is a little bit more interesting down the entrepreneurial route. I left that job. After 2 years, I realized, why am I in 9 to 5? I'm not being that person. Who is that person who is making the money? Who is that person who's providing for his family? That person does not work a 9 to 5 as an accountant. So I quit it. I quit the job. And I started a business. I spent $12,000 and I got nothing from it. I paid 2 mentors. I learned absolutely nothing from those 2 mentors. I kept seeing people above me. I kept seeing people posting content like a Seth. Like, oh, let me copy Seth. Let me do what he's doing. Or I saw someone else and there's this guy. He's also an accountant. He's making loads of money online. Let me copy what he's doing. And I spent probably 6 months making no money. I got to a point where I was £20,000 in debt. I had to get my mom to bail me out of that debt to be able to move out. And I got to a point where I was fucked because I spent all my money from my job. And the change in this story was one day. Now, I don't want to credit anything in my life to Seth because he's a knoll, right? But the change in the story was when I realized that I actually have what I need. I have a skill, right? And if someone else has this skill that I have, say you're set, you're a good storyteller, right? And there is another good storyteller who is making £100,000. What is the difference between Seth, sorry to pick on you, and the guy that's making £100,000? They both have the same skill, right? Go on, Jeff, if you want.
I was just going to say that the other guy's making 100,000.
Yes, yeah, true. From a practical sense, the difference between those two things is A, their ability to package that knowledge, and B, their ability to get eyeballs to that knowledge. Okay? That is the difference. Someone has packaged the knowledge better and they've got more eyeballs, therefore they are selling that knowledge and they are making more money and they're living their dream life. So what I understood was like, okay, I now have skills. All I need to do is learn how to package that, get eyeballs to this, and I'm able to sell my knowledge. So that's my second story. What I did was I started doing that. I got to a point where I was like, fuck, okay, I need to learn everything I can about marketing and everything I can about sales. And as soon as I did that, I was able to package my knowledge and sell my knowledge. Now, the third story I want to talk about is about a YouTube video I posted. I set up my phone. I put it, you'll laugh, I put it vertical. You know how YouTube's horizontal? I set up my phone vertical. And I spoke at my phone for 13 minutes. I spoke about a story, I spoke about my journey, and I posted it. I didn't edit it, didn't do anything. Within about a day of that, I got paid £4,000 for a YouTube video. That video now is on 250 views. It's a mindset shift which I had to go to, that you don't need a lot of eyeballs to make money. All you need is the right eyeballs. I have 1,700 followers, and most of them are my friends from school, right? But I have been able to build a brand, it's nice, it sounds good, from a following of 1,700 people. We need the right eyeballs who are interested in the right thing, and when we package our knowledge, are able to market that to them and sell, that is all you need. So I really want to portray the fact that everyone in here is able to build this life in which they fucking dream. It's possible, right? It's possible. I'm taking my mum away to Bilbao in a few weeks. I'm basically spending the next 2 months traveling. It's awesome, right? Everyone in here can do that. And I truly believe all of you have a skill. All of you have been through a transformation, right? Transformation is position A, position B, right? Person in position A, they really want to be in position B, okay? If you are able to package up the difference between A and B, talk about that, tell a one-on-one story, and then market that, there you go. You have a skill, you have something which you can sell. Those are my 3 stories. That's what I want to talk about. I'm happy to field any questions now. Let's go.
Wow. How much did you sell for?
I'll say that.
Yeah, so everybody talks about speed being key and also precision being key, but which one would you say is more important and which one's more pivotal to your story?
Speed.
Speed.
Speed is 100%
You
easy.
said that really quickly, by the way.
Speed of execution. Your ability to have an idea and execute on that idea as quickly as possible will be the thing that sets you apart from anybody else in the room. If you have an idea and you can execute on that idea within an hour, that's it. You should always be asking yourself, why can't I do this in the next hour? Yesterday, for example, I needed to make a new Instagram page for a business I'm now working for. I needed to hire a carousel editor and I needed to get some screenshots. Someone asked me the question, why can't you do that next hour? Went on Fiverr, I hired someone, I paid them, those carousels are being made now. I did that in an hour. I didn't go, let me pull that on my to-do list tomorrow. I went, I'm gonna do it right fucking now.
Yeah.
Speed, always speed.
Obviously, speed's important, but precision. So you've got to pick the right carousel editor, you know, the right person to do the job, because you can't just take anybody. Like, for example, I do a lot of cold calling, but I make sure it's really precise, targetable, but also I've got to a point now where it is quick. Do you think, like, if you do precision for long enough, it helps build up the speed?
Yes. Quantity brings quality, right? If I post 50 reels next week, they will be shit. But the week after that, I then have 50 reps in which I can improve on. Like I've told, as Sam was saying, I've used 50 different topics, 50 different audios, 50 different hooks. Next week, when I go to post content, that's going to be better. So again, I don't give a shit about execution. If I'm working with someone and they do something for me in an hour and it's mid, fine. All I want is I want to get to 70% good, and then let's shift it. If there's a spelling mistake in my content, don't care.
So you're saying, like, it's a proper perfectionism.
Yes.
basically.
Perfectionism is the biggest hole we can fall into. Again, with content, with business, with our anything, the reps, the quality will come with quantity. If we wait and it's like, I'm going to spend another hour editing my video, you can pump out another 2 videos in that time, learn from them the next time you post.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
Frost,
What comes after speed?
what comes after speed?
Yeah, you do it quick, but what else do you do?
Do it quick.
Do it.
Like, why do you make your decisions so quickly? Is it just based on your intuition? I mean, how do you build that?
I think it's a decision-making framework of, I want to get something to 70% quality, and as soon as it's at 70%, I will just shift it. So it's purely this idea that I know that with reps, we'll bring the quality in everything to do with business and everything, and it's speed is key. I know I just shit written down.
But why do you think the YouTube video made you 4,000?
Why?
Yeah.
Good question. That YouTube video, it's my story. I told a little bit of a longer story than I did today, and I just spoke through. The actual answer is something which Seth taught me to give it to Seth. What I did is I dug so deep into position A. I told the story of how I was feeling when I was in my job. I told the story of what I was doing every day when I was in my job. And what that does is someone who is in position A, whenever they listen to that or watch that YouTube video, they feel like they know it. They resonate so well. If you can tell someone a story which no one else has heard before, but it's in their head, right? Great one, Seth and I. Every 6 months, I go back and I read my old journals. I find it really interesting to read back my old journals, see what I was thinking. We both had that moment and we can resonate with each other. So as soon as someone buys into something and feel like they know you, they identify with what you're talking about. So I got people to identify with me talking about position A, and I told the story to which how I'm in position B, that like I am today. So they resonated with me, they knew my transformation, and they knew where I was today. And someone who was at position A goes, shit, I want to be here as well. Let me pay him to accelerate that process. That was it. That was the framework, shall we say. No.
Where can I buy your course?
So I'm on it next. Go ahead.
What was the first company that you exited?
The first company, it was a sports company.
Says sport.
Yeah, it was a paddle company, like built and sold paddle.
How much? You said it.
I can't speak about it.
Yeah, made up. You got a paddle. Action.
Such a bad like do you remember? Do you ever like come across a burnout trying to put so much output out there, and how do you like kind of beat that change?
Yes, I did. I didn't post a video for the later end of February. I just hated the idea of putting out content. I really did. I'd fallen out of love with content. I was like, I hate it. But I just didn't. I just stopped. And funnily enough, in that time, that was the month I made the most money. I stepped away from doing the inputs, and I listened to myself. Really, I trusted the fact that I trust the inputs I do, and often what happens is you will put in loads of input and you won't get the output. You just have to trust the process that will come eventually. So with that idea of burnout, I trusted myself. Sometimes it's difficult because we need to make money.
Yeah.
We need to pay the bills. I've got rent due. I don't want to eat pot noodles. And it's the idea of, it's resilience, right? If we see resilience in almost this band, is if something shit happens, if you get that burnout and you come out this band of being able to do your normal set of activities, say post content, I put out 7 videos a week. If you hit burnout and you feel like shit, how quickly can you bounce back to that normal? And every time you hit a point of burnout, your resilience will get stronger, and that time it takes you to get back to the normal will get quicker. So it's going through the shit, accepting that, I think as the guys have said, shit's good. It's good to go through crap, because every time you do, your resilience, your speed to get back to that normal will just accelerate and get worse. Okay.
When you look back across your journey, what is the highest ROI thing that you did or you do now that you wish you could tote up?
A, posting content. I started posting content way too late. Okay. And B, hiring. Hiring an editor.
Is that to delegate or to scale though?
Sorry?
Is that to delegate or to scale?
Both. Both. It was the fact that, okay, maybe recording a video doesn't take you a while, right? I bashed out 10 and 40 minutes on Tuesday by recording, but That's pretty good for that. Recorded 10 videos a day. But editing those would take me time. And if I'm paid X per hour for my client, why am I editing video? So I'd rather just pay someone $20 per video and just get it done.
Blake Rabash, wow.
Yeah.
How's the reverse of that? What are some tasks or activities you feel like you spend too much time on and wish you let just slept?
Two here. Worrying about what I sell, so an offer. I think a lot of us fall very victim to this idea of perfectionism I spoke before and trying to optimize everything. How can I optimize my offer? How can I make it sound great? How can I build a course? How can I record these modules? The time you spend doing that, it's just, if you could put out another video and you could get some more people on a sales call, at the end of the day, the bottleneck is the only thing you need to think about. What is the outcome you desire? Is the outcome you desire clients in my business? Okay. What is going to bring you close to clients in your business? Is it A, building a course, B, making your offer better, or 3, asking more people to buy your thing? It's going to be asking more people to buy your thing. So I think focusing solely on the bottleneck, that's really the framework I had to think through.
So if you repeat that off good, the 3 options.
Well, it's when you're thinking of, I want clients in my business, there's often a million things you can do. There's 100 things you could do. And it's thinking, what is the highest leverage activity and what's the actual bottleneck? It's, well, design outcome, clients in my business. I see lots of people, I'm going to build a course, or I'm going to literally do anything. I can do anything, try and optimize my offer. But the sole thing you need, if you want more clients, is asking more people to buy your thing. And it's focusing solely your energy on that thing, because that is the bottleneck. And when you solve that bottleneck, it may be something different, and it may be something different. Go ahead.
You said earlier in the speech that you focused a lot on marketing and sales when you decided you wanted to go all in. I'm in a similar season myself, period. What did you do, and what would you avoid, and what did you think gave you a lot of return for your time?
Something I've been doing a lot recently, which Seth has helped me with, I call it the trust building ecosystem. So we want eyeballs and we need eyeballs, because eyeballs are the people in which we want to sell, okay? So it's how can we get as many eyeballs? I like to use the rule of thumb. As soon as we have 100,000 views on our Instagram page, average. On Instagram, when you put out videos, it'll tell you your average views. We need to get to 100,000 views on our page by posting what I call share content. So we need to share our values, our beliefs, and who we are. We need to attract those people so we get 100,000 views via share content and build bridges to long form assets. Because no one will buy off you from hearing you for a 60-second reel. It just doesn't happen. So we need to build bridges to long form assets. So I think it's Google that says someone needs to spend 7 hours for you to buy from you. How can you accelerate that process of someone spending more time with you? And we have a short form asset, we have eyeballs, we need to send them to long form. So send them to the YouTube video. We solve a micro problem in our short form, and then we send that person to a long form where they can spend 20 minutes with us and we solve that greater problem. So I'd say from a marketing point of view, I call it the trust building ecosystem, because we have our eyeballs sent to long form, on a long form, on our YouTube, we send them back to short form, and then they get sent, and it's just almost like a flywheel of long form, short form, long form, short form, and eventually when we hit them with a CTA being like, buy from me, they're more likely to buy from you because they see the value you have, they know that you are always the vehicle to take them from A to B, and they're more likely to buy from you.
And Joe, that answer? When it comes to building a team or even choosing a co-founder, what do you think is the difference between those that actually become a constraint and slow you down, or those that propel you forward?
Great question. I think Seth and I went through this in November. We had a third co-founder and it wasn't fun. So again, the biggest thing with building a team is setting expectations early. Now, it sounds boring, sounds really dull, but having a conversation super early on about expectations, having a shared, this is where we want to be, and it's the same with getting employees, right? Being brought into a business and knowing the expectation, knowing exactly where you want to be, and having that shared mission. It's like if we have this why, we have this mission behind everything, and we're all working together. So I think, as boring as it sounds, sitting down and having a conversation, being where do you want to be and where do you want to go, and making sure everyone's bought into that mission.
Right, thank you.
Will you say it's possible to go straight into, so additional board, you need to start up that has lower price and build up your garden, then raise the price?
Yes, I think when we sell low ticket, we get shafted. I speak to my clients, if anyone sells anything for less than $3,000, I just don't let them do it. $3,000 for 4 months your time is the bare minimum that any of my clients do. Because A, when we charge a higher price, we have a bigger buy-in. When we have a bigger buy-in, someone commits more to the process, right? We are taking them on a transformation, and this transformation is painful for them, and it means a lot to them. The higher price we charge, the more they are committed. Sorry to say this, their balls are on the chopping block. They're going to do everything they can to get to position B, and they're going to listen to what you say. Secondly, when we charge a higher price, we get better results. Because if people are going to do all they can to get to this position they want to be in, they're going to work harder, you get better results. Better results attract more clients because we have this herd mentality that, oh shit, that person over there just made 30 grand, I want to do that. Oh, Joe helped him do that, oh yeah. So the more I charge, the better results I get. And it's just that, again, this flywheel of the more we charge, the better results we get, the more people buy into what we're doing. So it's difficult. It's really difficult because we're taught as a society to hate money and like look down on people who have money. But money's great. It gives us freedom. It gives us resilience. Like, I don't buy cars. These are my brother's G's. I've had these shoes the last 3 years. I bought this jumper off Step. Like, I'm not materialistic. Yeah. But I know that the more I charge someone, the more they will buy into the process and the better results they will get. Because I trust myself and I know I can do that.
And when you start out then, you're not going to have like a lot of testimonials and success stories yourself. So how do you like convey that belief that you were going to make to be?
I'm going to contradict myself now. If we don't have any testimonials, what I do is I do 2 demo cards. I bring 2 people on, either free or cheap.
Okay.
And I work with them, and I document that process, and I get them to buy in at the start. Like, I got someone to sign a contract which basically said, I'm going to commit to doing these bunch of things. And we get the 2 demo cards, we do as much as we can for them, and we milk those results for years.
Okay.
Let's make sure.
Do you have a framework for the documentation for it they'll sign?
With the documentation of a demo card,
Yeah.
it's share it. Like, we need to actually document what's going on. But it's think, as I said about A and B, the more time we spend with this demo client, the more we understand about position A. We understand the shit that they go through, how they're feeling, and how much they dream of position B. So the more information you can get from that demo client about the actual position B they want to be in, maybe it's they want to provide for them more. Maybe they want to spend more time with their family. Maybe it's they want to pursue their creative freedom. And if we can understand stories about this, then more questions, the more we can understand about them. I did it for myself when I started my author. I got on calls with 50 people that I knew just to ask them about their dreams, what they were doing. And then so I can understand where they are now, how shit their life is, and I understand where they want to be. So in my content, I can speak about these topics because I've heard them from the actual ideal customer. So the stories, it sounds creepy when I tell the stories because it's the stories they tell themselves in there.
I love that talk. Well done, Joe. Well done, Joe. All right.